Alright, it's a new exciting day. The latest update did arrive, and finally the Bhaalgorn did get the Ascension Nanocore, as well as a new Nanocore that I will show you in a couple moments. And I have to admit, I really like the new Nanocore. The stats are looking pretty good. So let's go to the Nanocore window here. It is the neon gas core, that's the new one. And the default first attribute looks pretty good. I believe I'm going to go with the extra armor on this one, although I might also decide to go with the laser damage. Now, the main selling factor on this core for this ship is the secondary stat. You can choose Nosferatu efficiency, Nosferatu range, neutralizer efficiency, and neutralizer strength. You can also increase the range on the Nosferatus and neutralizers. And I have to say, that is very evil. The zone of nope on the Bhaalgorn is at around 35 kilometers. With this new core, you can increase that up to 40 or up to 45 kilometers. So that means this ship with this core, with the right attributes, is going to be safe if it gets tackled by Nortus. At the moment, the Ortus is the primary enemy of a Bhaalgorn, especially because of the short laser range that the ship has. Now let me just try out all of the different settings that you can have for the core. I did get the Sun Tracer system for some reason. Not quite sure if that should be there, but I guess you can technically get that on this ship. You can use it to jump around low sec and high sec. But overall, I have to admit, this is one of the rare cores that I actually like a lot. So I'm going to be getting one, only for this ship, because the Bhaalgorn did kinda grow on me, honestly. My favorite ship in the game. And here is the neutralizer energy effect. Oh my god, this is very evil. I have to say, this is very evil, and I love it. Now, the next core that I'm going to get for this ship is the Ascension Nanocore that was unavailable for a month, but finally they have released it now. And I'll be getting this one very soon. I have 45,000 points, I need 52,000 points. I'm going to get this one. Now the main stat for this one will be armor tanking. I'll definitely go with the extra armor as well as the extra armor repair. That's what I am aiming for, but I might actually buy 2 of these cores and play around with the stats to see what works best. Now, I did plan to show you the stats of my cores, but that will be used against me when players start to jump us. That happens quite often. So I'm going to keep the default color, the default camouflage on the Bhaalgorn, because I personally like that one a lot. It will be kind of difficult to guess which Nanocore I will be using. That kind of works in my favor at the moment. Well then, let's roll out. The first target for today, we have a Typhoon. Let's quickly go and tackle the Typhoon, although the Typhoon is in the bubble and, well, they're not going anywhere. But just in case something happens to our bubble, I have to go and take the hits in this case. Alright, well, the Typhoon decided to set my Bhaalgorn on fire. That's fine. The Typhoon is doing some good damage. Impressive for a tier 9 battleship. Looks like I'll have to use my armor repairers very soon. They are using, not quite sure if It looks like the normal large missiles, but I might be wrong. It has very good rate of fire, so that might be rapid missiles, but I would say the Typhoon is using normal large missiles. Although the damage that I'm taking from the Typhoon is not that much. Overall, the Bhaalgorn working quite well so far. Nice, that was a nice first kill for today. Let's stop the ship at this location. The armor repairers are working very nice. The next target, we have a Tempest. Let's quickly go and burn towards that ship. You know, I'm thinking if I should go and pick a speed bonus as main attribute for one of my nanocores, because this thing is, by default, extremely slow. Although, no micro warp drive bonus, only afterburner bonuses, which is kinda weird, but I guess works, because afterburners save capacitor. Micro warp drives have a capacitor penalty if you use them. Besides that, they also use a little bit more capacitor than the afterburners. Alright, this Tempest appears to be a armor tank, so I'll be maintaining a good distance. Tempest still has capacitor. My capacitor is at 97%. Once it starts dropping, that means the targeted ship has no capacitor left. Right, that was a sweet kill. And of course, good firework. Battleships have very pretty explosions. And that was the second battleship for today. Not bad. Alright, let's go towards the next target. We have a Prophecy. Not quite sure if I will reach this ship on time before it explodes. It looks like the Prophecy is a tanky one. Interesting. Prophecies can be very tanky. Although this is not the right time to get stuck on the gate. For some reason the ship did decide to get stuck. Let's not continue on the thought process that I just had. I just focus on shooting down that Prophecy. Right, nice. Did not expect that ship to pop that quickly, but okay. That was also a very nice kill. Did drop some faction drones there. Well, the third battleship for today, we have a Dominix. I find it very funny when each new ship pops in, they all have to be so far away. That's why I have the micro warp drive, because it always happens like this. When I position myself to be at the top position of the gate, then the ship spawns at the other end of the gate. When I go below the gate, then they spawn 50 kilometers away. So not quite good timing on my part, as well as not good luck on my part, but that's fine. Dominic's going down. Nice. Third battleship. Well, looks like today is our lucky day. Battleships bring a lot of ISK. Of course, they also bring a lot of salt, which is even more important than ISK that we get from the loot. Salt is the end goal for PvP. At least for a lot of players that I know. Alright, well, I did try to fly the Bhaalgorn in low sec. I did try to do some solo PvP in the Bhaalgorn, and let me tell you, that is very difficult. Not because the ship is lacking in DPS, not because the ship is too slow. Well, kind of because the ship is too slow, but that's not exactly the main problem. The main problem is this ship will notify everyone that you scan, because it's a battleship. Its scan signature is quite big. Now here we have a Cinnabon that was scanned down. They were doing a mission and I decided to try out the Bhaalgorn in this case. And well, it's not working as I have imagined it. Now it might work if I, let's say, have a alt for scanning, then I can just warp at the exact distance, but I don't like to have a tackle alt. I like to do, if I do solo PvP, I like to do solo PvP, so I have to find a way to make the Bhaalgorn useful in solo PvP in low sec. And I'm kind of working on that. I have a couple ideas that I would like to try out. Now that Cinnabon is still there, and because the Bhaalgorn is too scary, I picked my Ashimmu, which is still scary but a little bit less scary. And of course it is a lot faster than the Bhaalgorn, so I have a good chance to catch the Cinnabon with this. Okay, well, there is the Cinnabon. Let me quickly warp to my corp mate. They have the Cinnabon tackled. They are in Aguila, very tanky ship, so they are safe. Okay, warped to the Cinnabon. I'm a little bit impatient there with my focus fire. Cinnabon has been pointed and webbed. I have a good distance from the Cinnabon. Dual webs should keep the ship from approaching me. They are now in armor. And they have stabs. A lot of stabs. We had 12 points, I believe, combined. And the Cinnabon did warp away. Now, before I docked, I accidentally warped to the gate. I warped to the high sec gate. And I have seen this Myrmidon warping, so I decided to chase with my Ashimmu. Now, 7 in local in null sec, that's not good. That doesn't look safe at all. I was a little bit unlucky there. Almost locked on the Myrmidon. Now I know where they are going to warp, so I did scan just to see what ships are lurking around the system. And it looks like we have one signature only. And that's a bubble. Okay, let's see. Okay, looks to be safe. Let's now warp to the gate. Still in warp towards the gate, should be landing in a couple seconds. A Myrmidon can be quite scary. These ships can be extremely tanky, so in my case it is good that I have a Nosferatu. It is actually very good that I am in the Ashimmu. Right, there's the Myrmidon. Let's quickly go and tackle the ship. I will go towards my optimal orbit at 21 km. Don't really need to use my micro warp drive because the Myrmidon will be slow. They are now in armor. Looks like they are active. Okay. They have some serious armor repairing ability over there. So I have to try and kill the capacitor on the Myrmidon as quickly as I can. One large Nosferatu should be enough, unless they have capacitor batteries. In that case, that would be a big problem. They are repairing their armor quite well. One of the tankiest Myrmidons that I have seen so far. But eventually they did lose their capacitor. They also lost resistances. because the adaptives also got turned off. So we kinda have luck here because the Myrmidon doesn't have any capacitor batteries. If it had capacitor batteries, then this fight would be a lot longer. Alright, nice loot, that was a pretty good Myrmidon kill. Now I can go and burn back to the original gate, pick up my Bhaalgorn and continue where we left off. It's just lucky that I have seen that Myrmidon on time. Now we have been playing hide and seek with that cover tops for a while. They have been warping to the gate a couple times, cloaked, but for some reason they made a mistake and they got caught. That was a nice kill as well. Gotta say, that cover tops pilot was pretty good. Did evade our guns for 45 minutes, I believe. They were lurking around for a while before making a mistake that was fatal. Once the Bhaalgorn has its neutralizers and Nosferatus on something, then only capacitor batteries can save you in that case. Next kill, next target, we have a Prophecy Command. Those are some very fast drones, but that Prophecy had a very weird build. Shield tank and remote shield boosters. I believe that was a fleet Prophecy built for a big fleet. Next target, faction frigate, Daredevil. Well, it was a Daredevil. Now it's just a wreck. That was also a very nice kill. Locking faction frigates with the Bhaalgorn is quite difficult. So me getting that kill medal was very lucky. Next target, we have another Myrmidon. Now of course, the same good old story continues. The Myrmidon spawns at a very big distance. I might actually start using tracking computers just because of this little problem. The Bhaalgorn with tracking computers can be quite scary, to be honest. Over 60 kilometer optimal range with the lasers with 2 tracking computers. I can definitely make something funny with that. In that case, I wouldn't be worried about ships spawning at a long range. Another Daredevil. Well, I guess it's open season for faction frigates. You know what's weird? That's something that kinda popped up now. We haven't been jumped in over 7 days at this moment. That's kinda very weird. Usually we get visitors every day, but now for some reason no 15-man fleet did attempt to come to our home system. Interesting. Well, probably famous last words on that one, but I guess we will see what will happen. Next target, Oracle. Oracle has been pointed, webbed. The capacitor on the Oracle at 20%, I would say. Usually the ship dies before the capacitor dies, but in a solo fight, usually the capacitor dies long before the ship dies, if you fight a Bhaalgorn, unless you have capacitor batteries. If you want to counter a Bhaalgorn and use capacitor batteries, that way the fight can be very interesting. Next target, we have a Cyclone, and not just any Cyclone, a red one. Does that mean that we have a fleet on the way? Well, most likely. "20 ships trying to kill me." At this moment, that's basically... that used to be like every day. But for some reason, it's been quite chill lately. Not sure if I should be worried or if I should be happy. They would say calm before the storm. That's what's gonna happen in most cases, I believe. That's what's most likely to happen, to be honest. Next target, we have a Hurricane prototype. Well, that ship is definitely going down very quickly. It's only a prototype, but still, I have seen a prototype drop 500 million in loot because it had a lot of faction drones and other very expensive stuff. Next target, we have a Ferox. Now this one warped right into my optimal range. I love when this happens. Basically, if you warp at below 40 kilometers, if you warp below 50 kilometers on the Bhaalgorn, then you are in big trouble. Because the new Nanocore makes the Bhaalgorn lethal at 45 kilometers. That was a nice kill, a very quick one as well. Next target, we have another Prophecy. Quickly burning towards it to apply webs and to apply the point. I say webs, I only have one web, not multiple. Although I did think about trying dual web Bhaalgorn, it sounds interesting. In that case, I will have to remove the one neutralizer, replace the neutralizer with a web. It should be interesting. That was a nice Prophecy. Nice kill. Let me... okay, I'm close to the gate. Always important to be around the gate. If you are 10 kilometers from the gate, then that might be a big problem. The next target, we have a tier 5 MOA. Oh man, poor little cruiser. Its capacitor is about to get absolutely destroyed. I actually kind of feel bad about this one. I think I will send him another ship. I'll just buy a MOA and send that in contracts for free. But that was still a nice kill. And we have a Drake. Okay. As you could see, I did spawn 60 kilometers away from that ship. That's way too far away. If I had 2 tracking computers, then I would be able to do some damage, but well, I don't have that, so that was also a nice kill there. Alright, well, that was a nice little time that I had with the Bhaalgorn here. And well, I have to say, the new Nanocores definitely work pretty good. They made this ship a lot more lethal than before. And that makes me happy because it allows me to do even more wild stuff. So, that would be it for today. Hope that you enjoyed. Stay safe, fly safe, and of course, as always, I'll see you next time.